Hello everyone, welcome back to the Mario Land. Oh wait, this isn't Mario Land, it's Mario 3. I forgot those are actually two different games. I'm drunken Dan.
I mean, maybe if Nintendo has like any form of consistency and then like naming schemes, but they don't.
It's true, they really don't.
Mario 3 came out in 1990.
Or did it?
I think it did.
It probably did.
I know Mario... was it Mario 3 came out... when the fuck did Mario 3 come out? Anybody remember?
I mean, I remember...
When I was very little, I don't remember
When did The Wizard come out?
Yeah, because...
I mean, look, completely off the top of my head, if I had to, you know, guess, without looking up on the internet or anything.
The Wizard came out in '89.
Yeah, I was gonna say, without looking anything up on the internet, I think
Mario
Super
Brothers
Mario
3
Bros.
came out in 1990, so I was right.
Okay, so yeah, you were right, so...
It was released in Japan in '88, and it was released in North America in 1990. So, I mean, well, it was released like at the very end of '88, and it was released in North America at the very beginning of 1990, so I guess it was more like just a year and some change, but still.
It was a 90s kid game.
I mean, I was a 90s kid.
Remember the night?
Not only did I get it when it came out, I first saw it when The Wizard came out in '89 too.
I was born in 89, so...
Okay.
So, you know, kind of hard for me to watch it while I was a baby.
Maybe. Babies can watch things. Babies have eyes.
Yeah, I wouldn't really know what the fuck I was looking at or remember.
Yeah, I don't think I really started being able to comprehend and enjoy things until I was like 2. So that was also the age I got my first NES.
I mean, when I was 2, I learned to appreciate things. Mostly appreciate the days I wasn't horrifically beaten.
What the fuck?
He had a rough childhood.
I mean, life is pain.
I hate...
Yeah. That's me.
I didn't know you were a Germa.
I thought you called me German. I was about to get offended.
Could anyone tell us what we Germans did to deserve this? Alright. That thing.
Fucking fireball. So, I guess in terms of news stuff, I know, the studio that did the Mario and Luigi games closed.
Oh no.
Wow, that's a shame. It sounded sarcastic. It's like, oh, I never played those games, but they seemed fun.
I mean,
Yeah, I played a couple of them.
They were the closest thing to RPG Legend of the Seven Stars.
It was, it was basically like a spiritual successor to Mario RPG. Oh shit.
Now we'll never get Geno in Smash. No.
I've never understood people's obsession with Geno. Actually, no, I get it because it was the closest thing to the cool/attitude character that Nintendo had at the time. For the 90s.
No, they just like him because they liked Mario RPG Legend of the Seven Stars.
Yeah, if that was true, then Mallow would be their favorite.
No, they liked him more than they liked Mallow.
Yeah, because he was the cool, edgy character for Nintendo, as far as Nintendo had.
Was he edgy? I mean, I don't remember him having much.
As close as
character
Nintendo could get. Bless you.
It was either him or Mallow, and Mallow was just kind of like, I am...
Hi, I'm Mallow. I have character development. We don't like you. We want the puppet with the gun because he's cool.
I mean...
Is there anything else about him? He's cool, but what can you tell me about him? He's cool.
He's
How
like
is he
star
cool?
alien.
He's cool.
He's a star alien that possesses
Because he's a
doll,
puppet with a gun.
and he can turn into a cannon.
Which is a bigger gun.
Yeah, was it your favorite like Dark Master Puppetmon? Everyone likes puppets.
No, he wasn't my favorite. I think he's the funniest.
I hate puppets.
I like how he gets I like how his death is just the shittest though.
It really is.
Like, it's
Doesn't he just get beat up by like a little kid?
It's not even that. He just like turns around, sees Metal Gurumon, is like, oh hey, and then he just dies. It's like bafflingly easy
Well,
to
no,
kill
he's like, hey, you threw
That
a
arc
hissy
in
fit
general
like 2
felt-
episodes before. You're gonna fight them again, right? And they're like, no, we're not.
That arc in general was very like, all right, quick, hurry up, come on, gotta wrap it up.
Well, they also do that immediately after he kills one of his own minions, just for like the hell of it.
Well, I mean, it's partially because I'm pretty sure Digimon was never meant to go beyond like the Fire Island stuff, and then it got like surprisingly popular, so they padded it out.
So they kept it going.
And so every time it's like, we'll just have to make up new shit. So, oh, there's a whole new continent with like an evil monkey. Oh, okay. Oh, and by the way, there was this vampire guy we never mentioned until now. Oh, okay.
The Elvis Presley monkey arc.
Yeah. And then, oh, we've gone back to Digital World, but then there are these 4 giant assholes who were always there. They just weren't there when you were there.
No,
Yeah,
they were hiding, and they took over while you were gone.
Even though they're astronomically better than you in like every way.
Yeah, they're better than you, but you know they didn't act until after you were gone because Digimon's stupid.
And then they got the one guy who's like, "Why do you have all the pizza when I have all the crust?"
Gee, why does your mom let you have all the pizza?
I mean, poor Pokemon. He just wanted friends, I think. I don't know. He just kind of showed up and was like, "I'm the final boss."
He just showed up at the pretty much. It's like, "Hey, we beat
Hey guys, I'm here. Oh, guys, I'm here to be the final boss. Ah, shit, everybody's dead already. God damn it.
They pulled an FF9.
I mean, at least Ultimisia sort of foreshadowed.
No, that's 8. 9 is.
Oh, wait. Yeah, sorry. Yeah,
9 is when after you beat Kuja, this like demon thing just shows up.
Oh, yeah.
Necron.
Necron? I hardly know Ron.
Oh, no.
He's like, hey, I'm the final. I mean, it was supposed to be Hades, but then like they decided to just make it, Necron.
Hey, it's 80s, Lord of the Dead.
And they made Hades.
How you doing?
They made Hades a random optional boss for some reason.
There's a lot of for some reasons in Digimon.
No, he's talking about FF9 now.
Oh, FF9, okay.
I mean...
Hey, careful, you might piss... even though I like FF9, careful, you might piss somebody off.
I like
FF9 is one of those.
What?
Yeah, I know. Yeah, 9 is good, but people will get pissed off if you make any kind of critique about it.
I mean... Let's be honest, people who like FF9 don't even remember the final boss. No, seriously, like, you think about, like, every other final boss in, like, Final Fantasy is, like, a lot, in, like, main Final Fantasy titles has, like, big... Oh, I remember when we battled Sephiroth. Oh, I remember Ultimisia.
I remember it just because of how out of place it was, and I was like, what?
I remember Sin because of how much of a non-fight it was.
I actually don't remember Ultimisia. I don't remember 8's ending at all, other than... Well, I must have, because I know I finished it, but I don't really remember. I don't remember what happened.
Time compression!
Maybe I'm getting it mixed up with Ruby. Because it's kind of the same thing.
Basically the same thing, right? It's not even, like, a joke. Monty Game's, like, favourite game is FF8.
Yes.
This is a well-known fact.
This is our life now.
What, Ruby?
Monty Ohm, I guess. I don't fucking know.
Well...
No, Monty Ohm has no life because he's dead.
Yeah, I was gonna say. It's gonna be a short life if Monty Ohm is our lives. Oh, I made myself sad.
I made myself sad. Monty Ohm was a bro.
He was a nice, as far as I'm aware, a nice guy who worked himself too hard and then
he was a very nice, very hard-working guy who literally was the epitome of worked himself to death.
Well, also,
or at least he worked himself into weakness, where he died of an allergic reaction. Poor guy.
Yeah.
Indeed.
He died, and he died like shortly before it finally became a mainstream success too.
Maybe him dying is what made it a mainstream success.
I mean, him dying has an odd amount of meta commentary, since so much of it is like, what do we do when everything goes to crap and people are dead? How do we move on from this? And I was like, this would be really, really preachy if like the show wasn't made by people who lost the creator. Also, they revealed their new outfits today.
Yeah.
Finally, they can accessorize.
Yes. Well, they change outfits like every 2 seasons, I think. Yes, now
I mean-
now they're in the Snow Kingdom.
To be fair, with how it takes them what, like 2 years to put out 2 seasons, it takes me that long to change my clothes.
There you go.
I
What?
said it.
Train, you should really change your clothes more often.
No,
Are you a filthy gremlin? What the
no,
fuck?
no. It's just simple. It's because I don't wear clothes.
So wait, you just like shed all your skin?
Yes.
Are you
He's
like a
Donkey
lizard?
Kong. He just wears a tie.
Apes together strong.
I was like, what are you
Yeah.
wearing right now? Oh, a tie.
I mean,
And-
Sucks.
Donkey
That's
Kong
some
wears
socks.
a tie, but Mario doesn't wear a tie.
This is plumbers don't wear ties.
Damn it! That's what a joke I was gonna make.
Snooze, you lose.
Oh no!
You gotta go fast.
It's fine. I'll
Got a
just-
juice, Bruce.
You what?
Got a juice, Bruce.
Didn't realize you were into doping.
Got a speed key.
He's talking about Sonic the Hedgehog
Oh,
back when he was voiced by Jaleel White.
Oh yeah, this is happening. Wait, that's not Julia White.
No.
That was Drummond. Was it Drummond?
On the other hand, Jaleel White gave us Saturday
I'm
morning
waiting.
One, so.
they all sort of just blend together after a while. The Sonic voices. Like, nope.
Oh, there we go. I was just trying to get a thing.
Hooray!
He broke the internet again.
Don't
I'm not
joke.
Ralph.
I still haven't seen that movie.
Neither have I.
Alright.
I
Alright.
don't really have any. I don't really
Compare-
have any interest in it, to be honest.
Apparently, it's like Toy Story 4 in that it basically just, you know,
Doesn't
completely
need to
reversed the
exist.
moral. No, but it also not only does not need to exist, it completely reversed the moral of the first movie,
Oh.
leading to it. Well, why didn't we just do that in the first place then?
I guess that means Ralph doesn't have to be either a bad guy or a bad guy.
No,
Damn it,
He's
Ralph.
just so he's just a hero now.
I think it's just that like he leaves his game and nothing happens. Like, oh.
Okay. But that what? Okay.
Life is pain, Dan. As soon as you learn to accept this fact, you'll be much happier.
That's right. Apparently, slight
Who is this? Sorry,
spoilers.
it's just like was it just making me think of this clip I saw from I haven't watched South Park in a while. I just saw this clip of it where it's like they had like Mickey walking in and he's just like, who is this? Is he from Pixar? No, I'm from South Park. South Park, do we own that?
I mean, soon enough, I imagine.
I mean, with how much Disney tries to buy up and get everything, I wouldn't be surprised.
How much longer until they try and buy DC?
I wouldn't be surprised if they've tried at some point.
Who buys DC?
Disney.
Disney.
I don't think they're allowed to. I mean, I know in theory they can break the rules, but I'm pretty sure they've been told no, you can't expand anymore.
Haha, that's
Like-
not stopped us before.
Like,
I mean-
you can't control the entire U.S. entertainment industry. We have to limit that to at least 2 people. Otherwise, it's not an industry.
Ha! Fool! You think you could stop me?
I mean, their theme park division is not doing so well, so you know.
Because people are
In
fat and late.
fact, neither was buying Star Wars.
Well, they, to be fair, they did that to themselves.
I know,
Yeah,
but I mean,
just to fully quote Obi-Wan, you have done that to yourself.
Disney only fucked themselves with Star Wars. Star Wars was a very marketable brand that they fucked up. They killed Star Wars, not the other way around.
I'd like to point out, Phantom Menace, Attack of the Clones, and Revenge of the Sith didn't kill Star Wars.
Oh, I forgot.
The Last Jedi
there's-
killed Star Wars.
Oh, I forgot. There was something in one of the Star Wars comics that retconned yet another thing with the original trilogy. You're gonna like this.
Oh yeah.
Is what was it? That the person who held the Empire together all the years wasn't Palpatine, but just some random woman you didn't hear about
Yeah.
because he was too incompetent to run it. Clearly, so So she was the actual person behind it.
I mean, I thought it was the legions of stormtroopers who, like, you know, put the jackboot on people's necks if they got out of line.
No. Clearly that wouldn't work. That wouldn't work. You need someone who's more competent and can pretend to be caring. Clearly. Don't you know anything about anything other than looking at history? Like, come on, it's not like we could use history examples of incompetent people running countries, especially not anything recent.
What do you mean history? That's just life.
Yeah, come on. You can't use that. What are you talking about?
I mean, it would be one thing if it was like one or two people, but then you get to like the Canadian president and his. I'll be honest, I don't quite remember how many times it was in blackface. It was at least 3. And it's like, oh, okay. What's happening in Australia? Oh, it's Australia, so they're horribly racist and drunk. Right, okay. How's it looking in France? Only slightly right wing. I guess that's okay.
Well, France is now like some, I think, police officer like raided the central police building and like just started stabbing people.
Yeah, it sounded like France.
And I was like, oh, okay. But they don't have guns over there. That means they have no violence.
In France, I mean, they do have the one sort of greatest aggravating factor of any crime.
They're French.
French people. Yeah, even the French people don't like the French. Well, to put it simply, Parisians don't like the rest of France, and the rest of France don't like the Parisians.
Ah. I
But
mean, it's
yeah.
probably Disney's fault somehow. They're in Paris.
I mean, yeah. Would make sense.
Then again, Paris almost bankrupted them, so maybe not.
That's true.
Maybe it was
Disney
orchestrated by Disney then.
When they
Payback.
when they first set up Disneyland Paris in like 1992, like not only did they get protests and a lot of people didn't go, but it actually like ruined several expansion plans for the rest of the company because they're like, oh, we lost a lot of money with this. This was a bad idea.
Yep.
I don't know. I've never been to Disneyland Paris.
I mean, it's like halfway between. It's like, you know, Disneyland in Florida is like the good one,
Yeah.
and then the other
Yeah.
one is pretty meh.
The other one. I mean, the other one is basically designed for California locals.
Yeah, it's kind of like
Whereas-
halfway between
Whereas Florida is a
tourist
big
hotspots.
vacation. Yeah.
It's like halfway between those two. But you know, it does.
Yeah,
but
I only went to the California park once, and yeah, I was like, okay, this is just like the one in Florida, except a lot smaller.
so it really just comes down to how well you can tolerate the French.
Oh.
So how well can you tolerate the French train, man?
I mean, I'd like to say I have lots of friends who are French, but that would be a lie. Brexit means Brexit, Dan.
I don't know why, but in my head, I'm just hearing that fucking "Genius in France" song by Weird Al.
But yes,
Good old Weird Al. What happened to him lately?
He does like singles every now and then, but he's kind of like mostly retired-ish.
well, problem is that satire is kind of dead at the moment. Because every time you think, oh, we'll make fun of like something, it's like, well, it's already either been made fun of by the internet, or there's not really much point making fun of it because it's already stupid.
It's like nothing we can. It's like nothing we can do can make it any more absurd than what's actually happening.
Essentially.
So South Park said they didn't want to touch Trump, although I don't know if that's changed.
Must have done at this point, right?
I mean,
Don't know.
when he first got elected, they're like, we're not going to make fun of him because nothing we do or say could possibly be any funnier than what he actually does.
Yeah, but the South Park creative people are also kind of, trying to think of the nice way to say it, a bit lazy in terms of the targets they'll attack.
True.
So I feel like at a certain point they're like, well, fuck it, just get a Trump joke in there, it's easy. It's hardly like South Park, I don't know, it would be baffling to me for South Park of all people to suddenly go, well,
to not take on
this
such an easy target.
yeah.
If they don't, then that to me, that's almost like either that almost like it has lazy, or it's like, wait, are you just like supporting him now or something? What the hell? Like, come on, you're lazy, and you know it. You literally make the show you make each episode in a week because you're lazy and don't want to do anything ahead of time. That's not a joke.
Yeah. Like, by their own admission. But I'm just...
Yeah.
As I said, it just definitely... It would be odd, and I feel like they must have done at least one joke about Trump at this point. Plus, also, like, how much involvement do Matt and the two creators actually have in the writing process still at this point?
I think they have full control still.
I mean, yes, I'm pretty sure they still write it.
Mm.
Like their most popular thing.
Like, you never tell, because then you question things like Matt Groening and Simpsons, where, as far as I'm aware, he's just like
but
rakes in money.
he doesn't like act. He doesn't play like the majority of the characters
or any
He
characters.
he just signed up. They basically created, animated, and performed the show. So it's not like they can just step back.
All right, I thought of I've actually realised what my dream job is. Yesterday, by the way. So you know when you're watching like a TV show and you see people, or movie, and you see people playing games.
Yeah.
I think I want to be the stagehand who has to play those games to capture that footage. I think that's my dream job.
Just pretending to play video games.
It's not even pretending. Like, you have to actually play to get the footage. So like the actors are pretending to play, but like someone has to pop in that copy of GTA and record the footage.
No, they just put sound effects in, just like record someone. Record
when
their
they
hand.
do that, sometimes. Oh yeah, when they do that, but there are times when they do like show actual footage.
Like in Charlie's Angels when they're playing FF8 for some reason.
Or in Shaun of the Dead when they're playing Time Splitters. Just said, someone has to record that footage, and I want that job.
Or they just steal it from some like unknown Let's Player.
I feel like that'd be more work than just putting the copy of the disc in and point the camera at the TV.
I mean, downloading YouTube footage is pretty easy.
Yeah, but you've already got the camera.
A lot of times the sound effects too aren't from the actual game.
Oh yeah, the sound effects is bullshit, but that's because that's completely different.
So you don't really need to have them playing it. A lot of times, it's like if you look, like their inputs don't make any sense for what's going on.
No, that's not what I'm saying. What it is it's like someone records the footage of the game, and then they play that footage back on the TV. But someone still has to record that initial footage. That's all I want. But yeah. Other than that, I watched two films. I watched Midsummer and Hereditary. They're horror movies. They're interesting. They're very, 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 very slow, and I don't know, Hereditary just kind of goes a bit weird. Midsummer has the issue where it's about this like Swedish cult, well, group, but you know, cult.
Oh,
so,
okay. We're already getting right into Swedish cults.
But it's like and it suffers from that point of like, well, anyone who's watching kind of must already know that the cult's gonna not be as nice and happy as they appear.
What?
No. Did you know?
No, that's not how it works.
But cults are always nice and
you
happy.
just have this really weird part about like the sort of beginning of the third act of the movie where there's only two people of this like group of 6 left, and all of their friends have just gone without saying anything, and none of them actually even kind of question this. Like, they still hang around this place after literally all of their friends have just mysteriously gone away.
Convenient.
Yeah, convenient. But yeah. I started playing Demon X Machina as well.
How is it?
I don't know. It's kind of baffling to say. So it's like, it feels so Armored Core, but specifically feels like Armored Core 4. Which is an odd distinction to make, I know. But it's like, has the same general setup of like, oh, it's sort of a post-apocalyptic world, and humanity has like very limited places where it can live, and you're a mech, and you're piloting a mech as a mercenary, and you have to like work for all these different companies that each have vested interests. And it bizarrely has like both too much plot and too little plot. Because like
Armored Core.
Armored Core has no plot, like at all. Like people will say things, but like none of it matters or has any sort of connecting tissue really. Like when you're playing Armored Core 4, like Dwight Schultz will just occasionally like pop in with a monologue. He doesn't like play a character in the game; he just does voiceover for it, as the narrator for some reason. I don't know, but then like they just have all these like mission things, all these characters talk, and they're all like weird and wonderful characters. They're all weird and wonderful, and it's like I don't know. It's like either go full Armored Core and have like zero plot, or
go full
for
plot.
the plot. Yeah, which I guess is a bizarre choice or a bizarre like gripe to have, because gameplay wise, it's fine. I like Armored Core.
Especially considering From Software ain't making it anymore.
Yeah, but that's because they got profit. They make profits by making Dark Souls.
Let's make Dark Souls? Okay, we're done making Dark Souls. Haha, kidding, we're just making it in Japan now.
Oh shit, someone beat us to it. Crap.
Yeah, we'll still do it anyway. We'll just give him a robot arm. And we won't have a custom character creator mode. We won't have a custom character. There you go. We did it. We did it. We solved it.
Custom character. No. And you can hop out of your mech for, like, no discernible reason yet.
Can you do anything?
You could shoot, but, like, it's... I mean, you could shoot better in the mech. Also, what's really unfortunate is the main mech of Damien X Machina, assuming you don't modify it or change its colour, looks a lot like the sort of like the poster mech from Armored Core 4 answer. No, I mean,
so the not,
it's
so
like
the not freedom.
Yeah, the not Gundam thing called the White Glint. It looks suspiciously like it. In fact, I have a comparison picture because I was talking to a friend. I was like, "Hey, man, Demon X Machina is cool, but fuck me, does the main mech look a lot like the White Glint from 4
I mean, I liked
answer.
White Glint, so I mean, I liked White Glint because it reminded me of Seed. Yeah, that's basically White Glint.
Yeah, it is like almost the same. It just has like like they just change the visor color from blue to red.
Or I mean, Vilcus. I mean,
original the character.
Hey,
Donut Seal.
Vilcus came much later.
That's true.
Man, I was so annoyed at for some reason a picture of Hilda come up, and I was just annoyed that it was like not the gif of her getting beat by cops. Yeah, I know, right?
Wait, what?
Okay, so me and...
Oh wait, is it that thing again? The one by the Code Geass guy?
No,
yeah,
not Cross. Wait, Cross Hand is
no,
a Viking.
No, he's
Gundam Seed. Oh, Gundam Seed. I get
the Seed guy. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, Gundam Seed. I don't know why I get those two mixed up. I'm not gonna
The
lie.
Code Geass guy is actually like good and competent. He just made it a questionable show. But he also made Gun Sword.
Yeah, it is unfortunate.
So, I mean, so he knows what he's doing. He just decided to.
He just wanted. Well, I mean, surely the problem with Code Geass is he has like a basic plot, which is, hey, we're going to do Gundam but reverse, and it's like that's okay. And then they didn't think they were going to get a second season, so they had like an ending in mind, and then they were told, hey, you'll get your second season. So they're like, oh shit, what do? We've already written an ending. Fuck it.
Fair.
And then,
so anyway, yeah, the Seed one. So that was the. Oh yeah, I remember that was the fucking one that was so fucking bad. People thought it was like a parody. Wasn't it that one?
No. Well, yeah, the people working on it thought there was a joke. It's not necessarily.
Everyone working on it except the director from the Gundam Seed, were like treating it like a joke. A joke that everyone but him was in on because he thought he was like actually making the serious masterpiece show.
And then it's just like, oh, you just have this sad shot of a girl walking in the rain after being literally replaced by her mother with a new child with the same name, and then just all these cops just come up and start beating her down. And I know I sound evil as fuck for laughing at this, but it's just
so ridiculous.
Yeah.
No, it's funny because we were like watching it together and he's like, and this is the part where they start beating her up and police brutality. No, wait, I was joking. Oh God, what are they doing?
So you were making a joke, and then you're like, wait, no, this wasn't what's supposed to actually happen. What are you doing?
And it happened like 3 times. We'd like joke about something, and then the show would proceed to actually do it.
So it's like you gotta kind of.
It's like, oh no, Time for prison rape. Ha ha ha. Wait, no.
Oh
No,
wait.
we were kidding. No.
Don't actually do this.
But yeah, so it's like, you know, it was overall.
It's not like that, but not only does she get beat up by cops, but like next time we see her, she's all covered in bruises, and she's like, "Yeah, 50 cops beat me up."
It's like
50?
Yeah.
Were they?
50.
Was it an off day? Did they just have nothing else to do?
Yeah,
I mean,
it's like the cops in my town.
she was white, to be fair.
So like two
Wait.
weekends ago, someone called the cop because someone was making a lot of loud noise, and one cop showed up to investigate, and then like 4 other cops came by because I guess they had nothing to do on this Saturday morning.
Probably.
All the cartoons must have finished by then.
They finished reading their newspaper comics. They already got to see what happened to Dick Tracy.
And one of it was like a van with 5 people in it, so I was like, wow. What's going on here?
Fucking.
To be fair, like, I try to get people to watch quality programming. I don't just always recommend, here's this crap that has stupid shit in it that makes me laugh. Just no one ever listens to me.
No, usually when you recommend shit, you recommend something you think is actually good.
Yeah.
Usually you don't. Usually you do the opposite and try not to, and say like, "Don't watch this garbage, please."
And
then you wrong opinion boys like, "I'm watching the garbage now."
Well, I think
this
I
is my
mentioned
favorite show."
I mentioned last week. I went all in on trying to convince someone not to watch Held Noah Zero.
And did they?
I think I succeeded. I think when I was like, yeah, it just gets real bad real fast. I think they listened to me for once.
Was that Sam?
No, it wasn't Sam, it was Yuki.
Oh.
Sometimes that boy will listen. I got him to watch Cowboy Bebop, which I was more surprised that he'd never seen.
I'm surprised there's someone who hasn't seen it at this
You
point.
say who hasn't seen it yet?
I did at least say like for years he told me, "Oh, don't ever spoil anything about FF7 because one day I'm going to play it and I know nothing about it." And I was like, "Bullshit! Do you not know about that? About Aerith and all?"
No,
It's kind of hard not to know.
Well, I did
Like,
the decent thing and I never mentioned it. And one day it's like, "Oh yeah, Aerith dies." It's like,
my
fuck
friend's
off.
wife. My friend's wife was playing it for the first time, and she'd somehow managed to avoid any and all talk about it. So like,
it's
don't
literally
spoil-
in the commercial for the game too. That's the funny
So
part.
he's like, "Don't spoil the Aerith thing. I want her to be surprised." So we were like, "How do you not?"
By the way,
know?"
I'm not
It's like,
joking. In the original commercial, they showed Aerith dying.
whoops. Even by then, it was an old meme.
Like this is advertising to sell the game, and they have the part where she gets stabbed in the back.
To be fair, like
maybe she lived.
she could have. I mean, maybe in remake they'll change it. The fucking balls
but
to do that.
remake is going to be like 5 games long, so like she'll be in at least 3 of them.
This is true. Well, yeah.
My friend's wife didn't know about that scene, and he's like, he got us all not this, and I was like, "How do you not know? Everybody knows." Like even my sister knows, and she doesn't play any games at all. Yet she somehow knows about that scene.
Yeah, I'm really astonished. I guess people like that do exist.
It's like I can tell I played that game around her too much because like to this day she still recognizes the battle music, despite like having never actually looked at the game. She just recognizes the stuff I talked about and like the music in the background. So I was like, oh okay.
I was actually thinking FF7 has a really good track, or really good soundtrack. Even my friend who doesn't typically like JRPGs, who I convinced to watch like the first hour or so of FF7, really likes the soundtrack.
Oh yeah, Square games have really good soundtracks.
I have absolutely no idea how they're going to top One Winged Angel for
Even if I don't like the game, their soundtracks are always really good.
I mean, they're just going to do One Winged Angel again.
No, yeah, but the Advent Children version was so good. It's like, how are you going to really top that? That was like also full orchestra and all like big grand like or electric guitars and all manner. But it's like, how are you really gonna top that? Is it not? Are you just gonna reuse the Advent Children one again?
Maybe.
So I remember I was disappointed whenever it plays in Kingdom Hearts, and it's like less. It's like slightly better than the original, but never quite as good as Advent Children's version.
This one local show does like game music live sometimes, and like they always end with like One Winged Angel done by an actual choir.
I mean,
It's actually pretty good.
That's pretty. Yeah, no, One Winged Angel is good.
it is.
I didn't listen to it for a long time because of how much it was played. I was just kind of sick of it for a while.
No, yeah, that's fair. 100% fair. Thankfully now, there's no nostalgia for it until FF7 Remake gets to it, and then there will be nostalgia for it. What I'm
Yeah, then
not
it'll
implying there's
play
all this.
everywhere again.
What I'm not implying there'll be a whole bunch of fake nostalgia from people who never played the game.
I can't believe you're calling Ego Raptor out like this.
I mean, I wasn't going to name any names.
So I still remember the fucking thing with Sonic. Oh yeah, I remember this part. Like, but you've been spent years saying that there's no such thing as a good Sonic game, fucko. I remember. You motherfucker! Don't.
Oh, no.
You're either lying at one. You're lying at one of these points, and either way, you're a shitbag.
That was
I just don't know which one.
that was the other thing. I watched the Pat Labor movie, the first one.
Oh, Paddle Bar.
Yeah, and I remember watching it, and I was like, man, I think Kojima must have seen this movie when he was making MGS.
Probably.
Because there's a lot of stuff in it, like the Arc thing looks a lot like Big Shell. And it's just like,
I could believe it.
and it's just like,
Paddle
oh,
Bar is pretty fun.
yeah, and it's, I was just in a mech mood, and there's not like any mech movies I haven't seen apart from Paddleball.
Fair.
Well, there are. You just didn't want to watch them.
I mean, I didn't want to watch like compilations of shows I'd already seen. You know? It's just like, I've seen Gundam, I don't need to see Gundam again, but in movie form.
You didn't see Seed.
He's back in Pog form.
I mean, I didn't want to watch Seed in movie form.
I forgot that they did Seed in movie form.
I'm not sure why
They
you
did.
want me to watch Seed so much, because it would just mean that whenever these discussions come up, I'll be able to like fight you. Whereas now I'm just like whatever.
Whatever.
What, you mean fighting with more accuracy because we've forgotten the shit that was in that show?
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. It's like, surely you're better off if I'm in this state of I don't remember what happened in Seed. So
It's like, I don't remember, so I'll just take your word for it.
I still remember the fucking the one girl who had the Zaku, even that was like specialized for like ranged combat, even though she was a close range combat expert. Because haha, funny.
No, it's because she was the worst pilot on her squad, so she had to be stuck with range support, even though she sucked at it.
and then that joke transcends into Super Robot Wars.
Yes.
Haha, this is funny. Not really. This is like supposed to be like a wartime thing. Aren't you trying to pretend to be serious? Haha, funny.
It wasn't. I mean, the Super Robot was turned into a joke. It was never actually.
No, I'm not talking about
Super
Super Robot Wars. I'm not critiquing Super Robot Wars. I'm critiquing Seed.
Well,
Well,
she
he's
was the best.
Yeah, he's criticizing Destiny, and even Sato doesn't like Destiny.
I mean, nobody likes Destiny, but I'm just saying that was never played for laughs in the show at all. In fact, it was kind of played quite seriously because she misses and then like gets seriously injured at one point. And it's not like Cross Ange where like getting beaten up by 50 cops is kind of treated like a joke. It's like, this is serious.
I think they were trying to be serious at the thing in Cross Ange. I haven't seen the scene, but I'm pretty sure they were trying to be
maybe
serious.
The director was trying to be serious, but he was the only one.
It's like the director was trying to be serious, but the rest of the people working on the show were not.
You see, I think it's similar to the Seed thing, except for they weren't like, haha, this is funny. This is a comedy, right?
I mean, they weren't like going full Ghost Stories dub or anything. No, you weren't just going to have Nana Mizuki to tell people to watch out for a big black man chasing them.
Oh my god.
Apparently they did that in the episode previews. They were just like talking about random stuff.
Oh,
Like
Ghost Stories.
the one dragon girl's like, how come I'm not in the show yet? I'm in the opening. I'm important, right?
Oh,
Or Nana Mizuki going like, okay, so it's like, okay, so I get that there's like it's supposed to be about robots, but why dragons? Why would you have
Dagron's,
robots fight dragons? Aren't robots supposed to fight other robots and stuff like that?
Dagrons are
And then-
cool, okay?
And then the last episode, like, so why is it called Cross Ange anyway? He's like, well, because it stars Ange and she's cross all the time.
Huh?
I get it.
Yes.
But yeah. I don't know. Cross Ange gave us endless forms of entertainment, unlike when we watched Macross Delta.
That's true. Well, I mean, we didn't
Didn't
very
get
far
far.
in Macross Delta because people were just like, just give up, it's terrible. So like, oh, okay.
Give up.
I mean, apparently the high point was like the first 4 episodes, and then they just stopped caring.
Which we got past. We got to that first 4 episodes and we're like, oh. It wasn't even
We
that
were like,
good to start with.
we were like, okay, dancing robots, and the captain is named Ernest Johnson. Okay. I mean, we got our laughs out of that.
Yeah.
Apparently, the problem is that the director wasn't allowed to do what he wanted to do by the sponsors, which meant he just lost all interest in even trying, and he just like half-assed everything because as long as they sell pop songs, it doesn't really matter how Macross does.
Yeah, but surely the problem is this has been like another failure after the Aquarian debacles.
True.
So it's like,
Aquarian Age.
Aquarion Evil.
so yeah. So they did Aquarion, which I think was a mildly successful show,
Yes.
and then they did Evil, which basically shit on the entire show that everyone liked. I mean, like, actually shit on it.
Like, wait, like, what do you mean?
Like,
I haven't seen either of these shows.
Well, like,
so.
it revealed the main character was the reincarnation of a dog.
That's fucking funny.
It was like the main character was like the first show made it seem like the main character was a reincarnation of his ancient hero, and he was like fulfilling his ancient destiny. And there was like this wise, like, funny mentor character who like just kind of knew everything and never really explained why, and he never really did anything because he was the mentor, and mentors don't do anything. And then Aquarium never reveals that, oh no, wait, actually he was the reincarnation of the ancient hero's dog, and the ancient hero was just the mentor all along, who tricked the reincarnation of his dog into thinking that he was him, so he'd go fulfill his destiny and die for him, while he could just keep wandering around the world acting like he's smarter than everyone, like, forever. And like nobody seemed to realize that like this made everyone look very terrible, and like made the ancient hero, who they spent the entire previous show hyping up as this great guy, look like this just a terrible jackass
A literal dog.
who sacrificed his dog, and like the reincarnation of the woman that loved him by tricking him into getting it on with his dog, so he could just like keep wandering around being better than everyone. It was terrible.
And then they
Just-
had...
They didn't just ruin the message of the first show. They just destroyed it. And the director was like, I don't understand what you're all mad about. It's great. It's Zen. It's perfect. Like
And
he
then
didn't
Zen?
Zen. Yeah, like he thought like because the guy had like no attachment to any like to his dog or his love interest, like, and that he didn't have any attachment to anyone. He just wanted to wander. He thought this was like some kind of perfect like representation of like this Zen philosophy, and I'm like, no, it just makes him look like a selfish asshole.
Well, now that I got you to fuck my dog, I'm going now. Bye.
Basically,
what?
yeah.
Yeah, and then
Wait.
and then the girl they pushed for Aquarian Evil was hated by the fan base, and everyone liked this other girl who they, I think, in the end sabotaged as well, didn't they?
Well, no, but it's just like they were. It was set up for her to be a minor character, and like her love interest died, but like people ended up preferring them by a hilarious amount to like the people that were actually supposed to be the leads of the show. So, oh yeah, no. So
You know, that happens a lot with really shitty shows, I've learned.
Well, yeah, but it was also like the love triangle. Like they by far preferred the girl who like
Had
was
no
supposed
chance.
to win. Yeah, and like the show just kept like punishing her more and more for not giving up, but it just made people like her more. So at the end of it, just like it's partially by the end of it, like she gets with no one, and her fans are like, that's probably better. I mean,
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to be involved with this in any way.
So, but yeah, Aquarian Neville like massively shits on Aquarian, and then kind of never really recovers after that.
No, like they made a one more sequel which was explicitly set in a different continuity and had nothing to do with like anything from the previous shows, and it did okay, I guess. But then that was the end of that. They're just like, okay, I guess we're not making this into a franchise.
Well, then they got then they were
Ruined
like
it that much.
then they were like, well, we need money, let's make Macross.
And then that didn't work.
Yeah, then that failed too. So
I mean, it made them lots of money selling music, but like nobody liked the actual show. And I don't know what he's done in the last 5 years. I don't think his career really recovered from Delta and Aquarian Neville.
it is hard to admit. It's hard to get back after like 2 huge flops like that.
Let's see what he's doing.
Like, no, I'm trying to think of any other like people in the industry who have like screwed up that badly twice in a row.
They've come back from it.
Yeah. Or at least to do anything notable. I'm sure he probably still has like work.
Oh, he worked on Demon X Machina
Huh.
as the mechanical designer. Apparently, he's just been doing mechanical designs. They don't let him actually direct anything anymore.
Makes sense.
That's fair.
I mean, as we've already established with the mechanical designs, it's quite easy when you trace. Poor White Glint.
Well,
So
Well,
what
he
you're
made-
saying
he-
right now, Train, is now everything makes sense to you.
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing. He was also the mechanical designer for Armored Core for Answer, so he just took his old design and ripped
Just
off
traced
himself.
himself.
Which I guess,
like-
Rob Liefeld, what are you doing
I
here?
guess he's allowed to do that.
Actually, that's not fair. Rob Liefeld's cool, even though he's a terrible artist. He is cool.
Had a terrible businessman.
Yes.
It's just terrible at everything, but I guess...
I still love when New 52 started, and like the people doing the Batman book are like, yeah, look how good we sold, and Liefeld goes, dude, you're writing Batman. Of course you're gonna sell copies. You're writing Batman.
It was also the year of like Dark Knight Rises, wasn't it? It was like a year for Batman having a big thing as well.
Maybe? I don't know. Batman in general is like the only superhero that tops him in sales is Spider-Man.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's kind of but I feel like it's kind of this like bizarre scenario where it's like it happens largely because of like the like meme almost feeds into itself, right? Like Batman and Spider-Man, where it's like some level it's like, yeah, they're popular, but they keep getting more popular because they're already popular, you know?
Yeah.
Like people who's like, oh, I want to get into comic books. Batman's cool. I guess I'll just start with Batman. And then you realise that comics kind of suck. So why go any further? And also, like, we just kill like a bunch of nice or fun solo titles for characters so that they can do shitty things with them in crossover events.
Yep. Like just killing them for no reason.
Or making them evil.
So he does.
I'm looking at you, Cassandra Cain.
So I've been looking
Remember
at
when they just made her
what
evil for the
Kawamori's
hell of
been
it?
doing lately. He's a director of one of the studios, and he also does mechanical design, and that's about it. He's not allowed to direct anything anymore.
Well, adds paycheck.
Probably for the best.
Yeah.
What do you mean I can't just spend my entire show trying to piss people off?
So it turns out Macross Delta had the exact same problem Evil did, of them just like by far preferring a minor couple instead of like the main one.
Ah, that girl with the weird antenna thing on her head.
Yeah, no, nobody really liked her that much.
I mean, the most thing I... Oh.
So apparently they made a movie like retelling of it. In this case, they just basically ignored that guy and the girl's relationship in favor of the relationship that people actually liked, and also just having him like bro it up with that one girl instead. Like instead of a love triangle, it's just like, oh yeah, he's kind of a couple with this other girl, but he's also best pals with the girl people liked more. And there's no love triangle or angst. They just, you know, go have impressive fight scenes together.
Well, I guess they learned their lesson. Was the movie good
guess they
though?
did. Apparently, I mean, it was better than the show, they say. I don't know, I haven't watched it.
Well, that's good for Macross Delta, I guess.
I guess we'll have to watch it one of these days.
One of these days. I mean, I have a lot of other stuff that I am putting off watching for various reasons, including stuff I want to rewatch. Well, like I do want to rewatch Advent Children at some point.
Ah, yes, Advent
But it's like, man, you have to prepare yourself for some dumb shit.
Like the movie.
You mean
Like-
like anything those three dumbasses do?
Well, just the three dumbasses in general, where it's like, what? I literally explained to my friend because they were curious. Like, okay, so who's the villain? It's like, because he knew the Sephiroth fight happened, so I explained that there's these baby Sephiroths, and he thought I was just being facetious. But it's like, no, they're actually baby Sephiroths. They're like full-on Pokemon evolve into Sephiroth at the end.
Yeah, one of them does. One of them turns into Sephiroth.
And then you're like, but why? I don't know.
Because we wanted to have another Sephiroth Cloud
I
fight.
watched the movie, and I don't really know why anything happens.
Yeah, that movie makes no goddamn sense.
It's like they're Genova remnants, but we killed Genova, didn't we? Didn't I think? I don't know.
Oh yeah, also Tifa gets a fight, and by a fight, I mean she gets jobbed.
Yeah, she does pretty well.
She gets
No,
jobbed, but I mean, that's better than that's more than anyone else gets.
It's probably the most
Yeah.
extended fight, extended 1v1 apart from Cloud v Sephiroth.
Yeah,
Everything else is Cloud kind of gets knocked around by the Protocephs.
Wasn't that for the baby Sephiroth? It's just like they have no reason to be as good as they are, but they are somehow.
They're just jackasses.
And they don't die, even though like they get blown up like 5 times. I think in the extended edition they still even show up like one more time before they get like killed by Holy or something. I don't know. All I know is I was by far sick of them and just watching them like beat everyone up because I was like, why are they so powerful?
Yeah,
They shouldn't be this powerful. It's like they have a gun sword and like a punch gauntlet. They shouldn't be doing this much damage. Why are they beating Cloud? Cloud is outperforming both of them.
Yeah, I don't know. That's why I say Advent Children's like. It's just I want to rewatch it, but damn, do you have to prepare for it? And then you also have to bear in mind. So where does Genesis fit into all of this, right?
He's gone forever.
And then you remember Genesis exists, and it's like, oh fuck me, if he shows up in
forever.
he better not show up in remake. Jesus.
I'm hoping he. The thing is, Genesis is basically just Gact, like the Japanese
the singer,
pop star. Who's literally his whole thing is like, I'm Gact. I'm in Final Fantasy VII. Isn't that funny? Ha ha ha.
Wait, the red-haired guy?
Yeah.
Yeah, but nobody cares.
I think he's already in the game.
But nobody cares about. No, that's a different.
He's in a bunch of other Final Fantasy games. Oh wait, you mean yeah.
But I'm just saying that since Gact, nobody really cares about Gact anymore because it's like 10 years later. I'm hoping they just forget about Genesis because that was a terrible idea.
God, Genesis just reads like the worst fanfic character of all time.
He's there so Gact's fangirls would buy copies of the game. That's basically it.
Like, not only is he also part of the same experiment that creates Sephiroth, he's also Sephiroth's, like, best friend forever, and best friends with the guy who actually owned the Buster Sword, because you thought it was Zack, but it wasn't.
It's like when TM Revolution was in Gundam Seed and Destiny, except at least he ended up dying horribly quickly both times. It did just take over the entire story.
Something stupid taking over the entire story? Surely that would never happen in a Final Fantasy product.
But it's just more annoying with the 7 stuff, because they were clearly wanted there to be something big with Genesis, because they did the entire game that basically amounts to, hey look, Genesis is a cool guy and you should like him. And then they have him appear at the end of Dirge of Cerberus. Which, you know...
See, I wouldn't know that, because Dirge of Cerberus, my relationship...
She never finished.
My relationship with... Yeah, my relationship with that game, for the audience was... God, this game isn't really that good. God, this is like Gungrave, but not as good. Man, I should play Gungrave. You know what? I still own Gungrave. I'm gonna play Gungrave. Pulls game out of console.
I mean...
I mean,
I don't
you
know.
could.
Dirge of Cerberus was just... It's that thing where it's like, oh, I like that Vincent was kind of cool. A game with him should be cool, and it just wasn't. And then you later found out that that fucker at the end was Genesis. And you're like, God damn it, Genesis! I hate you.
It's me, Gact. I am back.
Ugh.
Gak is back.
Well,
Gak is
the
back.
worst part is that just because he had so many games of being like hyped. Well, he had two, which is more than
Two more than he should have.
yeah, and also more than Sephiroth had. It then just kind of comes off. So they clearly want him to be like the main villain of this little like post-7 thing, which thankfully they never actually got to.
No, because their service came out and everyone like it sold really well because everyone wanted to play as Vincent, but then everyone was like, "This is horrible."
Then everyone played it.
Yeah, it's one of those where like it didn't bomb, but like word of mouth was so bad that they're like, "So nobody's ever gonna buy a sequel to this, are they?" No. Okay. Right, abort that.
We'll just put Final Fantasy VII on ice for a bit and come back when it's time to remake it. Which, fair enough. I mean,
We're making episodes, and
FF7 is that kind of game that never really needed a sequel or prequel or any kind of anything.
Yeah, it ended definitively.
It's like, but also it's that thing where it's like if you play through any of the prequel sequel stuff beforehand, before you play 7, which people are gonna do. It's like if you say, "Oh, this is a prequel to Final Fantasy VII," people think, "Oh, I should start there." And there's like, well, it just like spoil the huge sort of massive part of the game story that
It really spoils Cloud's
but like the whole
Cloud's thing.
Yeah, the whole twist with Zack and Cloud is like one of the few things that isn't like sort of that well like memes.
Yeah, like that one actually isn't like super well known. Everyone knows about the Eris death. Everyone fucking.
That's because a lot of people didn't really understand what was going on when that first came out.
Yeah, so now it's that thing where I'm like, well, okay, people who don't know, because like I said, my friend watching it was like, "Oh, so Cloud's this like super badass soldier," and I'm like, yes, that is exactly what he is.
Don't look into my tone.
Well, it was in text, so it was fine.
Just yes.
It's fine.
Yes. ... That's exactly
Correct.
what he
Haha. ...
is.
From a certain point of view, the words that
Shifty eye emoticon.
from a
Certain point of view, I think Cloud is evil.
I mean, there is that one point in the game where he kind of is.
In my point of view, Sephiroth is the hero.
I mean, I remember like it was some line and he got concerned because he thought, "Oh, does Tifa like have a thing for Sephiroth for some reason?" I don't remember, and I was like, "Well, he does kind of sort of just kill her father, so probably not. No."
I mean, she does want to find him again after he jabbed a very long implement into her. So
Yeah.
I guess she has a thing for Sephiroth.
I'm not wrong. He does kill her. He does kill her father. Right? Her father is the mayor.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
good.
he killed her father. He also killed literally
Everyone
in her town,
Fucking
except her and Cloud.
That's
More
'cause-
importantly, he freaking stabbed her.
Yeah, well.
So it's like, yeah, you killed my father. You also almost killed me.
What a prick.
Except for that one guy who saved her and then just disappeared from the rest of the plot because can't have him. I wonder if he'll do more in the remake. We'll actually run into him.
Listen, they had to make room for the new plot that they stapled in later, where Aerith dies.
Maybe,
I'm never gonna let that go. The fact that was just added in later in development.
maybe her master's hanging around in Calvert. That's why I've never seen him.
Oh, yes, Calvert, of course.
Always comes.
To be fair, there were a couple of things that they never mentioned, but never really showed the. There's something with the Wu-Tai. Was it the Wu-Tai they're called? The fucking ninja clan?
Yeah.
Yes, Wu-Tai.
There was a couple things with them that I remember that they mentioned, but you never really got
Apparently,
to see.
they're getting more in the remake because they're still at war.
Yeah, I did hear that.
As opposed to because when you run into President
Yuffie, they've
Shinra-
already surrendered.
Well, no, but when you run into President Shinra in the trailer of the remake, he's like, oh, he's like, you will be charged as allies to our sworn enemy Wutai, and I was like, okay, because in the original, like, they were at war, but the war ended years ago because soldiers.
Yeah, soldiers are kind of a big deal, I guess.
Well, it's more like the war was evenly matched, and then they sent in Sephiroth and the Mako empowered soldiers, and they just crushed them horrifically. And that was basically the end of that. Like, it lasted for another couple more years, but like they never had a prayer.
I mean,
once you bring in a guy who can drop a meteor on the world, you know, that kind of happens.
soldiers are kind of bullshit. Well, okay, one soldier is kind of bullshit. The rest of them are just sort of chumps.
They're just there to make him look more imposing.
Very
They're just there as
shades.
random encounters.
I mean,
It's okay, they became a tourist attraction.
something to do.
Well, at least we're somewhat alive.
It's going to be interesting to see what they do wind up doing for the 7 remake, but it's also, I'm actually also curious as to how they are going to stretch the game out, because there's only about like maybe 2 hours, 2 hours that you spend inside what's it called, Midgar before the game opens up. There's like, if the entire first game is just Midgar, what are they going to stretch out?
Yeah.
Because it's a pretty compact plot until, you know.
Apparently, they're adding more with being declared agents of Wutai and this new soldier guy and whatever those ghost things flying around are. So yeah, I guess they're adding more to Midgar than just let's blow up a reactor. Okay, let's blow up another reactor. Okay, hey, it's Aerith. Oh no, she's kidnapped. Let's go save her. Oh, Sephiroth. Okay, time to leave.
No, first things first. You have to go save Tifa. Then you have to go and tromp through the sewers. Then she gets kidnapped. Then
People already complaining that they corrected the name of the sewer monster.
well, I mean, I'm surprised people aren't complaining that they corrected the name of Era.
They are, but I mean, like everything that's not just like they read the katakana and like, okay, Eris, I guess. Okay, move on. So anything that like they actually researched and like didn't do a half-assed localization on all the names, people are like mad. That's not what it was in my childhood. Rah.
I mean, fair enough, I suppose, but
I kind of get both ways, to be honest, considering this is a nostalgia cash grab.
yeah. But the problem with Square is it's an expensive nostalgia cash grab.
Well,
Because it's Square. Of course it's an expensive cash grab.
there's also the fact that even if it's a nostalgia cash grab, they probably shouldn't do a like poor, half-assed translation of it because nobody cared. Because nobody thought it was actually going to work. I mean, after 7, when 7 was a smash hit, they took great care in localizing 8 and 9 and every other game since.
I mean, it's just because also it's like the difference in technology at that point, right? Like, or like they probably didn't have any sort of real belief that these games would be like huge successes outside of
A
Japan.
lot of times, too, with these games, they didn't really factor the idea of them becoming, like, something that people would want to revisit, too. So that's why, like, getting a hold of old games and sometimes be a pain in the ass, and why preserving games is a bitch and a half. Hell, they didn't even have the old code for Final Fantasy VIII, remember? They had to get it from like ROM hackers, not ROM hackers, like emulation people and shit.
Yeah,
Is that why it took so long to
get a remaster.
Yeah.
It's also there's also what that happened with Kingdom Hearts 1.
Yeah, well, Kingdom Hearts 1 wasn't it like a fire or something that made them lose the code or some shit?
I don't remember. Well, I just know they didn't have the code, so they had to like fish around and.
Didn't they like fish like a literal old like PS2 copy of like the game, like a disc of it, and then rip the disc?
Yeah, they basically ripped the disc and built it backwards from that. Quite a lengthy process, which is why they milked that game and milked that re-release. Re-released it again.
They re-released it like 3 times.
They re-released it on PS3 and then they re-released it on PS4 and then they
Re-released the entire set together
yeah.
on PS4. Because they have the story so far that came out like just before 3 came out.
Yeah, because they hit the emergency button of 2.8, which is, no, it's still coming, we swear, but we need a little bit more time. Please play this, please don't hurt us.
Well, it's funny because for the longest time you're like, so we're gonna make another standalone Aqua game. Wait, no, we're not. Oh wait, yes we are.
Ha! No, we ain't. You're gonna play Paul!
As I said, the idea, I believe, was that 2.8 was the last ditch. We still need time, sorry, because Final Fantasy 15 sort of drained all of our resources into making that game, and then that was a bit of a fuck up.
I mean, everything to do with 15 was just like a disaster.
That's what happens when you have a project. You just keep putting money and time into a project that's long since gone past the point of caring. Because the whole thing was that whole idea of we're gonna have Final Fantasy 13, but we're gonna have it like across like multiple different, all these like connected games of this Crystallis Novalum or whatever it was called.
Yeah,
It's like that's an okay idea, except when all those games don't all release on the same time.
Yeah.
I mean, it worked for Trails.
Yeah, but Trails has also had them all sort of release at roughly the right time.
Because they're not made by
And also-
aliens who are strangely like perfectionists at the same time.
Was because they're not being made by a company that insists that everything has to be huge, has to be big and huge. It takes on about like 5 grand projects at once.
This
But
is
it's
true. Falcom is like very cheap.
Like the problem,
It's like they got in their recent sales for like the latest IS game that they did just released last week, and everyone was like, "Wow, that was terrible," and they're like, "No, that's a great success to them because they're not a giant like AAA company."
yeah, and like they're
like, holy shit, we're getting more popular. What?
also they reuse assets a lot. Whereas like the problem with Square, and it's like, so think of it, around the time they're doing the Final Fantasy 13 stuff, so they're working on 13 itself, which is a huge title at the time. It took like 200 people to work on it. Alright, fine. Then they've also got Versus 13 as well, which is taking up like the likes of Nomura and all of his team. Okay, which means that Kingdom Hearts is having to be delayed, and I think they were still like allegedly doing stuff with it. Just no like hard development on it. Okay, so then you have Agito Final Fantasy 13, which becomes Type 0. Alright, and then you have all the other like projects that they're working on at the time. So it's like, no wonder it was all a cock up. Like, all their resources spread thin, they're spending lots and lots of money on this. And it's like, only now they've actually managed to clear that fucking backlog that was caused by, back then.
By that shit.
It's like, Final Fantasy VII Remake is the first game that is, like, not having to fight with other games in the company to get resources.
Because Kingdom Hearts 3 is done.
Apart from, like, DLC, but, that DLC can be done by a skeleton crew.
Yeah, because the most of the hard work is already in. They just gotta, and some of it had already probably been worked on before when they after they made the game go gold. Because usually especially in companies like that, they'll just right away go on to that. Like DLC usually is in the works right away.
Like 15 is dead. And I mean they've got Final Fantasy 14 a Realm Reborn, but that also doesn't require it takes a lot of effort because Mawulpagas are a pain in the ass, but like that's not like the whole.
It's also one of their. Most successful properties.
Yeah,
you can also take breaks between like updates for an MMO because if you update too quickly, you can also fuck up the game that way.
So
apparently, it's very good by MMO standards.
Oh yeah, that's what I heard too.
Yeah, I just don't want to play an MMO, but like.
Same.
So it's like only after Kingdom Hearts 3 is released does finally Square not like got all of these like a billion huge projects, I mean huge, that require lots and lots of resources, and it's like, so yeah, no wonder 15, 13 and everything connected to those two games has been sort of like
took like 2 years.
It's like probably their best.
Well, not 2, like 20
probably
years.
Like the best standalone Final Fantasy game they released within that time was like World of Final Fantasy, and it was very clearly made by like a much smaller dev team. It was like way better. It was just fun.
I mean, that's how I felt about a lot of their smaller games. To be honest, they were just better. Like I enjoy Square's. Like I kind of miss when Square would just make a lot of like smaller games,
Yeah.
rather than trying to make like a bunch of big games at the same time.
Well, it's also what.
Because
Sorry.
some of those smaller games like from the PS1 and like SNES era are sometimes my favorite games of theirs. Like going outside my jokes of calling them aliens. Like this is honestly how I feel about a lot of their stuff.
I mean, they still do it from time to time, but it's like
Just not
like
to the point that they used to.
Well, like they did Octopath Traveler, like just was it this year?
Yeah, which I still need to get that. It was actually it's actually been out for a little while now. It was like fairly early in the Switch's life. I still need to get that game because that game looks really good.
But yeah, so it's just like I think Square is like a talent for biting off more than they can chew. Because I don't think any other no other company I can think of like ever goes that balls deep on it. Because admittedly, like every other company like company with similar sort of like size and capital, like employs like game studios and they're more publishers than anything. Square's like one of the few with like in-house developers. Because you think
a lot of them do in-house still. It's what they usually do is for their other big games, they will outsource those. So, like Capcom, I know does that, or sometimes Capcom is big enough to where they have like multiple teams going on. It's weird. Japanese companies are a weird thing in general.
I mean, Capcom obviously has like two huge projects going on simultaneously with
because like Nintendo has a couple of teams that they usually have working on like specific games at the time. Like Intelligent Systems does the Fire Emblem stuff. They also did the original Mario RPG games. I think they did the first 3 of them. And they did the Advance Wars games. When Fire Emblem took off, that's kind of what their focus has turned to, is just because Fire Emblem was fairly decent, did fairly well in Japan, but didn't really take off until Awakening in the States or anywhere else.
When it became Waifu Wars,
and then each one after that has sold better than the previous one. Like Three Houses sold better than the previous 2. Three Houses is interesting just in the way that like the old fans and newer fans are actually playing nice for once, which is weird.
Lucky.
I wonder why.
I mean, the game is really good though. Well, the game is really good, but
maybe Fates was not that great, to be fair. Story wise, it was not that great. It was mostly all
story wise was not very good.
I'll be honest.
What I think is funny though is I still think like Fire Emblem Echoes, it's the remake of 2, which is one that they say like, oh, this game's great. I'm like, this game sucks.
I'll be honest.
The story is awful.
I don't think.
And the maps are also bad because Fates, at least gameplay wise, was fun. The story was trash, but the gameplay was fun. Where Echoes, the one mechanic I liked in Echoes was the forest cover system. Like, I thought that was cool, but the maps were just shit, and they eventually just threw out the forest tiles anyway, so they rarely came into play anymore.
The problem isn't necessarily that Fate's story is bad, but like that the story and relates to its gimmick is bad. Like it's like because it's like hey, you have the two. It's like you have the 2 kingdoms, and you want to choose, but in practice, like the one kingdom is clearly good, the one kingdom is clearly bad, and even when you join the bad kingdom, like the king is constantly trying to kill you, and you're not really
constantly making you do evil things.
Yeah.
So in Three Houses, they definitely do. I like to joke about this, and some Fire Emblem fans get pissed at me. They do a Fire Emblem first. They actually make things gray.
Yeah, I heard that like Three Houses is good in that every single potential path has arguably has things that can be good for the land if they win, even like the one with the most evil. Even like each side has its problems. Yeah.
Now the game, obviously from playing it, does have a lean towards the Blue Lions, considering how much shit they get, and like a lot of the early parts have characters that have more connections to things going on in the first part of the game. But like so, up until the time skip, the 2 usually follow a very similar path, with some like cutscene variations. Blue Lions get a lot.
So that's why Dimitri is the most popular character.
the game is definitely leans towards Blue Lions, especially after starting the Blue Lion run. It definitely has a bias towards them. They get the most units. They get additional cutscenes, like even more so than the other characters. I can just tell, and I haven't even gotten to the time skip yet, that they wanted you to be playing the Blue Lions.
Which is weird, because from the way they promote it, they made it sound like they wanted you to join the girls' team.
That's because they realized that she was more popular.
But she wasn't. They thought
she was, here's the thing. Dimitri and Edelgard in the polls actually go neck and neck with each other. Claude's kind of at the bottom with those two, unfortunately. Now, here's what's really... But Dimitri fans are really, really loud.
Oh.
So, like, So it's more that kind of thing. Now, in terms of, like, if I'm a fan of him or not, I still... Like, I want to finish all the routes, and I'll tell you which one I side with more. Claude is probably my favorite of the three lords at the moment. But, I still want to wait until I finish this thing.
Claude is, like, just, like... People say that Claude is so, like, just... like easygoing and regular that like he's kind of boring. Like he doesn't have like any crippling flaws or like.
Dimitri is polite until he goes psychotic, and that's pretty much his whole character.
Like Edelgard is like shifty, and Dimitri is like crazy, but Claude is like
yeah, but
to the point where they're like like there's no real reason that Claude can't cooperate with one or the other two, other than the fact that it would destroy the gimmick of the game. Because he's very easygoing.
But Sabo,
some ways yes, some ways no.
You hit on the problem. You hit on his flaw. His flaw is that he has no flaws, and therefore will never understand what it means to fail.
Oh no!
I don't know him. I don't know him well enough from playing him to get into his flaws.
Strongest and bravest.
Dimitri, I just know. Because I've seen enough from the time skip to know what he turns into.
Does he turn it?
And when you play Edelgard's route, he gets a lot more screen time than Claude.
Does he?
Claude in all the routes, from what I understand, unless you're playing in Claude's route, kind of doesn't have less screen time.
Yeah, that's another thing. Like, if you're not playing as Claude, he just leaves. Because he doesn't have a big stake in, like, everything. He's like, okay.
It's because he's the strongest and the bravest.
Oh no, he is
king. He was too busy like hijacking the train Sentai mech.
In Edelgard's route, though, you can spare him, and I think he can. I think he's the only one that can survive in every route.
Yeah.
Where Edelgard and Dimitri will die so Dimitri will die in every route but his own. Edelgard will die in every route but her own.
Yeah, it's like they won't accept anything less than the death of the other, whereas Claude's like, I mean, I'll work with you, I don't care.
Well, when you fight Edelgard as Claude, she will just not surrender.
Yeah. They won't surrender to Claude, but Claude will surrender to them.
Even like when Claude's like, literally, you're about to die, please, I don't want to kill you, stand down. Fuck you, won't do what you tell me!
Kill him.
Pussy, kill me! Shoot me! Oh god, you did. Well, I'm dead.
Rather die than surrender.
But yeah, the game definitely has a lean towards the Blue Lions, which is why their story is a little better.
I could be playing it, but my secret back deal to get a Switch fell through.
Wait, I know why. It's because I bet the people who made it are fucking fans of Voltron, aren't they? That's why the Blue Lions are so well liked.
Blue Lion.
Because they all want to be lands. Or
anyway, I actually stopped playing like a couple of minutes ago because. But the Final Fantasy conversation was still going. We kind of got derailed. Let's end it here. We can just continue talking off recording.
Okay.
Anyway, guys, hope you enjoyed it and have a good day.